with a chance to take the lead. Kaepernick, end zone, Crabtree, broken up, picked off. This game is over.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to 12 Minutes of Your Time. I am Michael Bailey. This is Ryan Bailey, and we're here to review our great Week 3 win versus the Panthers, 37-27, a much-needed win at home, and a much probably needed win against a team to build our confidence to. As usual, this is 12 minutes, so we're going to start the clock now. Bam. All right, Ryan. One thing we've liked and we've talked about in previous weeks is we want to talk about our O-line and our tight ends and how well they played, even without Will Dissly this past week. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, once again, right? The Evan Brown, great upgrade from last year. He's playing phenomenal, and he's the only one who's actually been healthy. I mean, during the game, we lost Damian Lewis, so then he was the only one out of our starting lineup from Week 1 to still be in the game, Evan Brown. So then Damian Lewis came back, but just to say that he's been just solid player. But the backup Stone and Jake, they're playing well. They're holding up. They're big guys. They're doing well. And, we've got three massive tight ends. Two of them played last week. And they're able to do those chips, be able to help, right, and keep everyone in line. And we got the ball out fast. Gino got the ball out fast. He was doing what he needed to do. Rollouts. I love the rollouts. I love the fake handoffs and rolling out and then letting the O-line just push everyone to one side. I love that.
That's probably a really good point that we're focusing. It's simple. You either go one side or to the other. Yes, the tight ends, I think the league knows how big they are as well. And they understand that we're going to chip and they're going to be open. They're going to be good targets to throw to. You mentioned how good Gino was. Unfortunately, he did have an unfortunate second quarter where Tyler Lockett had to bail him out a few times. He had some bad balls, but he rebounded very well into the second half. And overall, we go back to our O-line, our tight ends. Everyone played really well throughout the game. Gino just had that bad second quarter, but we went right into a great second half. Excuse me, my alarm was going off.
Yeah, I mean, Gino probably got bailed out about 3 times from Tyler Lockett, which is a pretty insane amount, right? But then gave up the pick when he threw it to JSN, and I don't think it was anything on JSN. I think it was all Gino's fault there.
I agree.
And he was just taking risks. I mean, I get it. He's going to take risks from time to time. He's going to be a 70% completion guy, but some of those in that 30%, he's going to throw a wild ball just hoping it gets to the guy, which is fine. Sometimes it's great with jump balls and things like that, but, you're going to need a wily veteran like Tyler to make sure that the defender doesn't get it as well, right? Like, that's what you're going to want, right? And you're going to want to hope that DK does the same thing over there, or DK's just going to, beef him up and tell him to get out of his way. Colby's done it. I've seen Colby do it. I've seen Will do it. I've seen, maybe not know as much, but, those guys will beef you out and go get that jump ball. That's what's happening there. But if you're going to do jump ball with Tyler, like, he's probably not going to win that jump.
No, you have to place the ball perfectly, like as we saw that Week 2 touchdown, I believe it was, in the back end of the end zone, where it's like really, really clean. But you're right, Metcalf and the tight ends they're going to be the more beefy guys. One little surprise in our passing game was Kenneth Walker. He had 3 catches for 50 yards. That's an average of almost 20 yards a catch. That really helped us out. That really bailed us out. And I feel like that allowed Charbonnet to get more touches in the run game, because we can balance that out in a sense of what Walker's going to get. If he's going to be a little bit more in the passing game, we can run with a little bit more Charbonnet. But in general, they both look really good running the ball, and they look big, and they look dominant in a sense of they know what they're doing. They're going downhill.
Kenneth looks explosive out there. He is more shifty. He's more slithering his way through that line at times, but when he's out there in open field, he's breaking people's ankles. I mean, he broke one guy's ankles out there when he got out in the flat. And I just think it's amazing. It's amazing to watch because he is shiftier. He is faster. He cuts so hard. It's amazing. I just hope he stays healthy throughout the year. And then Zach just comes in and he just one cut, go, hit somebody, right? And that's awesome. I mean, that's what you need in a 2-back punch. But their pass blocking is doing well, and they're out there making plays. And we're big. We're bigger than everyone else is. We're just bigger than they are.
do look big. We do look real big. We've mentioned that our tight ends look big, but Metcalf looks big. Bobo's big. And then you got Lockett and JSN to complement. Charbonnet looks good. And Pete brought that up. When both your running backs are productive, it's a little odd. They look the same, but Pete was mentioning that one's a little different from the other, and they might rely on one more than the other. But either way, we look good. We look big. Our play calling was great in the second half. It was a beautiful game to watch. And as I previously stated, I feel like it was a team that we needed to build our confidence off of. We needed to come out and win. Even though the score didn't represent it, we kind of knew we played better than 37-27. Moving on to our defense, we're about halfway through. And maybe this is something we'll talk about more, but Witherspoon, he looked much better in his second game, and I'm very curious to see what he looks like with Woolen on the other side. I might have one of the best defensive backfields in the league.
I mean, to be honest, like it could be the best backfield in the league, right? This could be one of the best defenses. Like it all comes together, right? If you can't throw the ball on these athletic, amazing DBs out there, and then you've got to worry about, Jamal Adams as the most athletic outside linebacker coming at you, either defending the pass or pass rushing, and also going up against the run. Like he could do it all when he's healthy. It's just we need to see it all come together at once. But Devin had an amazing game, stopped everyone that came at him. But we had a lot of injuries, and that's why that score, I think, for Carolina got to jump up so high. I think that's why they got to score so many points, because of so many injuries, that they just knew that that's the only way they're going to be able to attack us is by continuing to throw in that football.
And they might have felt more confident with Andy Dalton in their offense scoring than they would Bryce Young, because Bryce Young, it would have been his only third game as an NFL career, where Dalton's had at least 50 plus games probably as a starter. So, go ahead.
That's one of the things, though, that I'm probably going to say all throughout the season is that when we go up against veterans who can stay into the pocket and get the ball out in a quick 2-3 seconds, right, then we're going to have a tough time defending that. And if they're accurate, where Andy Dalton just wasn't accurate enough to beat us. But if you go up against somebody like a Matthew Stafford, or if you go up against somebody who's just a little bit more accurate than, say, that Andy Dalton, this game's going to be much tighter than you would think, right? But then we beat Jared Goff and Andy Dalton because they're not as accurate as Matthew Stafford. And I think that's where our defense kind of falls in line. But, we still need to see a lot more from everyone else.
Yes, the idea, and we have one more game before our bye week, so as usual, Pete likes to slow play things, so we may not see what our potential is till week 8 or 9 or 10 after our bye week of week 5. However, we really like to give a good shout out to Jerron Reed, who had probably his best game ever in PFF and even when he left Seattle and came back. Either way, there was some other good players too. Mafe, everyone looked a little more active, kind of like how we wanted our offense to look in week 2, but Jerron Reed is the one who put out besides Witherspoon, most definitely.
I mean, the pass rush for Mafe was the best we've seen all season, right? And it's amazing to watch. I mean, we also, we got to see a little bit from Mario Edwards, too, who also dominated in the pass rush during that game. We had so many pressures because they threw the ball 60 times or whatever it was. It's just, we had a lot of pressures. But that's good, though. We want to see all those pressures go through. So seeing Mario Edwards come about, because that could be a diamond in the rough. Boya Mafe coming together, that's awesome. Uchenna Nwosu, great, right? Great. Those guys are all looking pretty good out there, and had a great game against Carolina. Now we just need to see them, stack up a couple good games, right? Because when we go up against somebody like the 49ers, what are we really going to see?
That's going to be a tough one, the Niners. We're jumping way ahead. I don't believe we play them till almost Thanksgiving or week.
Thank God.
Yeah, but thank God is right. But the Giants, they'll have Barkley will have a week off, so it'll be a good test this week. It'll be a good test in general. We're going on the road and all that, but we're skipping ahead to the next week. But we want Jerron Reed to have those types of games. We want Mafe, Nwosu, all of them, because if we believe in our defensive backfield, that front seven is doesn't have to be golden, but it has to be productive.
That's what we saw when we won Super Bowl. Like they were dominant eventually, but they were no name guys at first. They were nobodies, right? They just eventually got into the system, started to work, started to win those one-on-one battles, and put themselves in great positions to win on that line of scrimmage. And that's what we want to see. Right? We're just waiting to see who could do that. I mean, still, I love seeing somebody like Aboya Mafe or a Mario Edwards come out here and start to dominate, or Chin Nwosu. It's like, dude, if this is how they're going to be, then this is going to be great because we're still seeing quarterbacks get the ball out fast. So I mean, these D linemen aren't going to be able to get to them every single time, which shows that they're either winning when they do have more time, right? And that's why they want to get the ball out fast, and so get more DBs back. Maybe they'll jump routes. Maybe we'll get some more picks. We'll see. I mean, the swagger from Devin Witherspoon last game was amazing. He's going out there throwing out the incompletions. Like he brings some noise to the team that I really like.
And this is kind of what we're already jumping to next week in a sense of like, I think we kind of realized where the talent was on the Panthers, and Witherspoon, that was a great game for him. No Woolen. Usually we would have been worried without Woolen and relying on a rookie corner on the other side. But this was the 5th overall pick in Devin Witherspoon, which is great. And I actually watched his press conference. It's only 3 minutes on Seahawks.com. It was good. I liked his confidence and all that. All right, so we have 1 minute left, and we're going to talk about special teams. And we've been on someone the past couple weeks, but he redeemed himself for the 1 week with 5 field goals and 2 extra points. Good for him. He needed that, especially at home. That's big for us.
I loved it, dude. It was awesome because we just sat there going, wow, this guy's not getting it done. I dropped him in my fantasy league. Like, he just wasn't getting it, and the struggles were there. And then all of a sudden comes out this week and just hits 5 field goals. Like, that's amazing. Like, I wanted touchdowns, but, but we need the points, though. You can't just miss those field goals. Those things really helped out. We only won by 10, and he hit 5. He got us 17 points with the 2 extra points. So there we go. Like, you helped us win this game. If you didn't, then that's a 7-point game or less, and then what are we going to do here? That it becomes more of a struggle. So
100%. We're applying. Real quick, DJ Dallas, did you notice how confident he was in the special teams return?
He's amazing in the special teams return. I love that he takes on that role. I love that he goes out there and just wants to be the best at it. Because, we drafted 2 young running backs. They're going to play, right? We got to let them play. And he's out there going, you know what? I don't care. I'm still going to be the best when I'm out there on the field. And that's amazing. I love that.
I thought he looked dominant. Maybe it was the neon gloves and the neon shoes, but the way he looked super confident, and we loved it. Jason Myers was great. And Dixon, he did his usual stuff. Go ahead. You got one more thing?
Did you notice that Bobby still plays special teams?
Oh, he does. Jeez.
Dude, he's still out there, man. He's still out there, dude. I love it. That's one of Pete's little secret recipes that he throws out there. He throws starters out there on the special teams, and that's why we don't give up big plays on the special teams.
And now that I think about it, I'll have to look to see if Witherspoon and Woolen are still playing special teams as well. So that'd be great to look. So, all right. Week 4, we're Seahawks at Giants Monday night. We're going to have a preview for that coming up in the next 24 hours or so. We're very excited about that. We need to go 3-1 and go Hawks as usual.
Go Hawks, baby. Woo!
Woo!